3 run rule wins in the last 4. It seems like the offense has woke up a little bit.
Well, you got to do everything. I mean, you got to pitch, because if you run rule somebody, you can't give up a whole lot of runs. And but definitely the offense has clicked, and you know, whether it was Jax or Jimmy, now Slanker, add Zion, you know, to the mix. We know what Taig's been doing all year. Now you got Elam going. The offense is starting to come together, which is why we've been able to score so many runs.
How nice is it to get Zion back there?
It's fun. I just, you know, selfishly, you know how hard he works. I mean, yeah, there's the talent piece to it, and what he does to increase your chances of winning. You know, I've been with him now for these 3 years, and just how professional, how hard he works. From a 2-year team captain to our Lou Gehrig Award captain and representative for that team, and just what he means to not just our baseball program, but I think our athletic department and our university and our city. So I hate that he hasn't been able to run out there. I hate that the fans haven't been able to see him play. He's good or great for college baseball. You know, when a kid chooses to come to college, you want them to kind of have the career that Zion's had, and so I'm happy for him that he gets to run out there and play, and then yes, we all benefit. The players, the program, the fans, everybody gets to enjoy it.
He's been pretty active on the bench, but he gets his first knock on the ball, and looks like a single, but he looks like regular Zion and stretches it into a double.
Yeah, I talked about that on the radio. Not a lot of guys turn that into a double. I just think one of the reasons we try to be really smart with the leg and the ankle was he plays fast, he plays aggressive. There's an explosiveness to it, and so he's worked really hard to get to this point, and it's special when you play the game the way he plays it. It's a lot of guys can learn from that, and we've got to see it now for the last 3 years, but it does add that extra bit of juice and energy to the lineup.
And you know, you mentioned it just there, but just even for other guys on the roster, young guys or other teammates, to see that aggressiveness, that, you know, the way he plays the game, that has to rub off on everybody as well.
Yeah, it's contagious. Hitting's contagious. Good pitching's contagious. Good defense is contagious. But as we like to say, play the game fast. He's the epitome of play the game fast. And I don't want to take a whole lot of credit, because he came in, whether he knew that was our style and that's what we loved, and maybe why he chose to come to Louisville. But man, I give him credit, man. He played like that as a freshman, and there was no fear. And it's fast, it's explosive, and that's the way we teach. And it sounds easy. It's not easy to play like that. It's a lot. Baseball is a long season, and these days are long, and the weekends are long, and the weeks get long. And if it were that easy to play, more position players, more guys in college baseball would play like that. But they just don't. So he can rub off on a lot of our offense as to how you're supposed to compete, tough in the batter's box, but yeah, how you're supposed to run the bases as well.
You mentioned the day that Ben had, I mean, I think 8 RBIs, had one almost hit the train while it was going by, but just the impact that he has today.
Well, it's Slanker. It's great to see him get it going. We saw that in the fall. When you look at the new guys, Slanker, Nugent, Heisel, and Elam, like the new guys in the lineup that weren't here last year, we saw a lot in the fall and in the spring training. Like, wow, these guys are good, and they belong in our lineup, and they could stretch our lineup, make our lineup, as we like to call it, scary. But then, you know, it's just they get off to slow starts, and maybe Zion not being in the mix, and just those guys maybe putting a little too much pressure on themselves or getting acclimated. You know, should have known that they'd probably get off to a little bit of a slow start. But now, you're not going to have them all going in the same game, but it looks like you got enough of them going now. And that was kind of the message that Coach Knight and Coach Rabe do a really good job of. You got to take ownership, and you have to prepare to be ready. You have to do the job. But when you know there's other guys in the lineup that can pick you up, it's nice to take that pressure off you. And you just got to have that balance of, I got to be ready, I got to be the guy, but you know what? Man, we got 8 other guys in the starting lineup, and we got guys that can come off the bench. And so sometimes just that ability to relax and take a deep breath and just play this game can free guys up a little bit.
A lot of freshman and sophomore arms today, obviously Ty as well. But how'd you kind of feel about the pitching today, and just kind of as you start to round into form here for the ACC play?
Yeah, we don't help Schweitzer in that inning, and we give him a couple extra at bats, and you give them a 4th out, and they took advantage of it. Tip your hat to them. But I thought Jake was fine. He probably swiped to some pitches that, looking back, he should have maybe stuck with Coach Williams and what he wanted to throw in certain counts. And then I thought the bullpen, Ballard, it's only the 2nd time out. There's a competitiveness to him. You see it. Stahl, he had the 2-out walk. 4-pitch, non-competitive 2-out walk. You just learn from that. It's just being a freshman and a little too fine. And the thing that's going to hurt you the most on a day like today is walks and HBPs. Yeah, everybody remembers the ball going out of the yard, but usually when the ball goes out of the yard with those guys on base, there was a walk and an HBP or maybe an error or base hit. And so they all did good. Stahl has to come out in a situation where he's got to make pitches. Jack Brown has to come out with runners on base where he's got to make pitches. And so, yeah, I thought for the most part we did a pretty good job, on the mound.
Ty, you've mentioned his performance a number of times after games. Showed why PFT is important as well today with that nice line drive catch.
Oh, wow. Well, I give a +1 when we make great catches. I'm challenging my outfield right now. We're not playing at the level we should be playing at, but it's in there. We're going to get it out of them. So, hey, when Ty can make a catch like that, the whole team benefits. Yeah, that was a 1 for safety reasons, but 2, you rob a hit. That's big.
Awesome. Great. Appreciate it, Dan.
All right.